Hello everybody, my name is Ryan or MandRproductions and welcome back to another top 10 video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 LEGO Star Wars Microfighters sets. The Microfighters line came about in 2014 and replaced the Planet sets, which were previously available, although Planet Sets Series 4 never released in the United States. We eventually of course got Microfighters starting in 2014. Since then 26 individual Microfighter sets have released, and then there's also been some con exclusive Microfighters, but we're not going to be taking a look at those. Those in particular were the Sith Infiltrator, Luke's Landspeeder, a Slave 1. All of those came in a tin can, which was kind of odd but unique. And then Jek 14's Mini Stealth Starfighter. All of these were Microfighters essentially because you could put the minifigure in the cockpit area, and that's what really a Microfighter is. And we had two different versions of the Ghost Microfighter that you could get depending on which convention you went to. Anyways, with that out of the way, we're taking a look at just the sets LEGO has released on a full scale to the public, not con exclusives. So if you guys do enjoy the video, of course hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe so there's more of my future LEGO and LEGO Star Wars related videos. And of course, if you have something you would change about my list or something you would have added or taken off or whatever it may be, let me know in the comments section below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start out with number 10. I've chosen the Republic gunship from Series 2. I think this is an incredible microfighter. However, the main flaw I have with it is that its engines at the top are too big. And it's probably being nitpicky. That's a theme that we're going to see all throughout these sets, is that there's parts of them that are just too big. And that's kind of how the Microfighters work, though. It's part of the way they look. And in my opinion, that just kind of detracted from this set in particular. Some of them it adds to, and some of them it detracts to. And in my opinion, this is one that it detracts from. However, I think they got the color scheming just right. It has flick-fire missiles on the sides, which look really good. They also use some clear studs to represent what would be the bubble where the figure could go inside on the bigger version. You get just a lot of cool little details on this set. As far as the minifigure goes, you get the Episode 2 clone pilot, which is a really nice inclusion as well. And I just felt like the overall design of this thing was a very good one. It was a great microfighter. I love the Republic gunship as an actual ship in Star Wars, and the microfighter didn't really disappoint. At number 9, I've chosen the Series 3 Ghost. It included the Hera minifigure, and it's pretty nice to get her for only $10 in this set. The overall design of the Ghost in the set is actually very, very good. All of it is pretty size accurate, I think. Like, it's all pretty well to scale. You can have Hera sit right in the middle of the ship with the stud shooter on top. The engines look pretty good. I love the little cockpit area at the front with the transparent domed piece. They did a great job of including that to make it look like a cockpit. I love the way they use subtle little things like that domed piece to make the Microfighter look more like the bigger version. Overall, I think the Ghost is just a really good microfighter and very accurate to its larger model, which is what I'm really looking for here in this list. At number 8, I've chosen the X-Wing fighter from Series 1 all the way back in 2014. This one includes like 1 1/4 minifigures actually. You get the X-Wing pilot, and then you also get like an astromech droid head, which is kind of cool as well that they included that in the back. I love the cockpit area of this X-Wing. They used that 1x1 cheese slope right there to get that windshield type effect, and that's what they use on a lot of these microfighters, to be honest, and it works surprisingly well in my opinion. I think they did a good job shaping the ship in the front. I think the wings could be maybe a little bit more elongated. They feel a little bit stuffed in there. I feel like the engine pieces in the front are a little bit too wide. Those 2x2 cylindrical pieces, they could have probably got away with using just the 1x1s instead. However, it adds to the overall aesthetic and uniqueness of the look of this. The guns on the side are also essentially flick fire missiles, so you can flick off the guns, which is pretty cool as well. Next up on the list at number 7, I've chosen the Resistance X-Wing fighter, and I'm kind of surprised they haven't made Poe's X-Wing fighter in the microfighter form, but anyway, this is from Series 3. It looks pretty darn good. It includes a Resistance X-Wing pilot, so you don't get any of the special characters, but the cool part about the Resistance X-Wing pilot is he is absolutely dapper looking. Like, he looks so cool. I love the way they've done the Resistance X-Wing pilots, the Resistance pilots in general. I love the way that the yellow visor piece is dual molded or molded into the helmet. It works so well. The face on this guy looks amazing. The overall torso, waist, and leg prints are just incredible. I love the continuity there. The X-Wing itself is also pretty darn good looking. It keeps a lot of the features and shape of the bigger version, which I like. It does kind of steal from the Series 1 X-Wing there in the center area, but I think the wings and stuff are unique looking, and I like this one. It also has the flick-fire missiles for guns on the wings as well. But overall, it's a pretty damn good looking X-Wing, and I really like this microfighter. At number 6, I've chosen the Millennium Falcon, and I couldn't make a choice between the Series 5 Millennium Falcon and the Series 1 Millennium Falcon, so it's really up to you which one you would put in here. I think they both deserve to be at the same spot, though, because they're essentially the same thing. They just include a different minifigure, so it's really just personal preference here if you think one should belong or one shouldn't. I think they're essentially the same model. One of them, of course, Series 5 is from The Force Awakens. It has the rectangular radar dish, and of course the Series 1 version is from the original trilogy with the circular radar dish. The Series 1 version does have a little bit worse of a weapon system on top. It has flick-fire missiles, which are a little bit hard to get at there. However, the newer version from Series 5 has the stud shooters on top, which are a lot easier to get to shoot off. Overall, though, they're pretty much the same in every other aspect. The design is essentially the same, barring a few changed up pieces and maybe a couple changed colors here or there very slightly. They have the same printed cockpit or windshield piece there at the front, which looks incredible. I absolutely love that thing, but overall, they're the exact same set, and they look pretty darn good. At number 5, I've chosen the Series 4 U-Wing Microfighter. Man, this is a cool one. I really like this one. I think this one did something that the X-Wing could have done in using the headpiece for the engine at the front instead of that 2x2 cylinder, which I thought was too big. So they did a great job with the design of this thing. It also has a great feature where you can actually do just like the bigger version of the U-Wing and fold those panels or wings or whatever they are back, and it works very, very well. It has stud shooters at the front for that extra playability, so you can go around shooting the other microfighters. It also includes the U-Wing pilot, which is an incredible minifigure. I mean, just look at that thing. He looks incredible. He's got that great helmet design, a great looking torso design. I mean, it just looks incredible all around. They did a great job underneath the U-Wing too. They added those little details with the slopes and cheese slopes, and it looks pretty darn good. At number 4, I've chosen the Series 2 Microfighter Snowspeeder. It includes a Snowspeeder pilot who looks pretty good. However, I wish they had those double molded helmets like they do on the Resistance pilots. Anyway, they do have the face with the print on it too, so that looks pretty cool. Overall, it's a pretty darn good looking pilot. I'm nitpicking really here. The Snowspeeder itself is really what I like about this set, though. It looks incredible. It looks really accurate, which is what I'm looking for. You can see it has the gun in the back. It's got the windshield at the front. It even has the printed piece in the front, which is amazing looking. It's a little bit of a shame that this one actually includes a printed piece, and the bigger versions of the Snowspeeders that have come out recently did not include a printed piece there. They had a sticker, so it's just kind of a laughing matter to me that they bothered to print one on a $10 set, but they couldn't bother to print one on much more expensive ones, so it just kind of baffles my mind there. But the overall design of it is really good. I love the guns. It has some flick-fire missiles located underneath the main part of the ship, and overall it's just a great and good-looking Snowspeeder design. At number 3, I've chosen a ship straight out of the Clone Wars, the ARC 170 Starfighter from Series 2. It is really good looking. I love this thing. It includes the ARC 170 pilot. Of course, the clone pilot looks incredible. He's got that great clone helmet. It also has the printed on visor onto his face, which looks pretty darn good as well. The torso print is pretty good too, so we'll give him props for that. But the ARC 170 is really good looking. They've done a great job of getting this thing to look as accurate as possible. Of course, you can stick the minifigure right in the center there. I like the use of the green studs on the guns on the outside. They look pretty darn good. There's also some flick-fire missiles located underneath the ship. I think they did a great job with the engines on this thing too, really getting them to look accurate as they could. I think that is part of the reason I really like the design of this. Also, you get the little flaps on the top and bottom of the wings there, which look really good. Of course, you can fold them out into attack position whenever you want, which is great. And at number 2 from Series 1 of Microfighters, I've chosen the Clone Turbo Tank. Man, this is a great Clone Turbo Tank model. The wheels work flawlessly. It's got a great overall design. It's got some flick-fire missiles on the side of it, which work really well. You can see the little turret gun on the top and the back of the ship there. You also have the regular Clone Trooper minifigure, which is a great inclusion in a $10 set. Unfortunately, we never got this particular minifigure in a battle pack, so this is as close as you could get to that. It, of course, fits right into the top of the Turbo Tank, and it works great. The overall design of this thing looks really accurate. It looks really great even when you have the minifigure out of it. So overall, it's just one of my favorite microfighters, and I really like the design and coloring that they have on this thing. And at number 1, I have chosen the Y-Wing Microfighter from Series 4. Of course, this particular version is from Rogue One and includes a Y-Wing pilot, which looks really darn good. He does have 2 different faces, so this particular face you see on him here is the more scared look, and then the other look is a little bit of a happier look. His torso, waist, and leg print is amazingly continuous. I absolutely love when the torso and the waist and the legs just line up so perfectly like that. I love it. The helmet is a very nice helmet print, as well as the face, of course, looking pretty cool. And again, you do get 2 different faces, so you can play around with that. The Y-Wing design itself is spectacular. I absolutely love this thing. I love the Y-Wing as a ship in Star Wars. It's one of my favorite ships, and you know, it's probably a reason I put this thing at number 1, just because I like the Y-Wing so much. But I think they did a good job with this. It's a little bit chubby looking, but I think the overall shape and design of it is pretty damn good. It's got some flick fire missiles on the top, which you could do without. You also have the 2 flick fire missiles on the front of the ship to represent little guns, which is great. Obviously, you can't actually flick those ones, but other than that, it's a great looking microfighter. The engine area, of course, I think they did a great job with too. I think that's like the Minecraft torch piece essentially that they used there, and it just works so well. So that is my favorite LEGO Star Wars Microfighter, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below, what is your number 1 LEGO Star Wars Microfighter? Guys, that's going to include this top 10 video, this obviously being the top 10 LEGO Star Wars Microfighters. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like. If you would change the order of my list in any way, of course, let me know in the comment section below. And if you're new to the channel, of course, subscribe. Also, guys, if you have any suggestions for future top 10 videos, of course, let me know what they are. I would love to hear your suggestions for future top 10 LEGO videos. And with that, I leave you. Thank you all for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.